Welcome back, everyone. We have a new episode of the SoleSavy podcast. I'm really excited to dive into this today because anytime we can talk sneakers from a perspective that's different, unique, creative, challenging the status quo, I always want to do that. So I'm really excited to have Drieke here and Alex from Timberland. I will let you guys introduce yourselves first, and we'll dive into what Construct is.
Thanks. I'm Alex Dardinski, and I lead Timberland's Advanced Concepts and Energy team.
Okay. Hello, I'm Drieke, Leenknegt, and I'm heading up the marketing team globally for Timberland.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to have both of you here to talk about this program. So let's give a general introduction into what Construct is and what the project is about.
I like to start helicopter view, 10,000 feet, 50,000 feet. And so it all starts with the essence of Timberland, right? So Timberland as a brand, as a company, almost 50 years old, is a footwear-led company. It's footwear obsessed, very much industrial design that form follows function. So for us as a brand, what is really important is the influx of ideation and ideas and exchange of that. And that is actually, why we started Construct, and why we do Construct. It's really to find and create that exchange, that platform of exchange between our design innovators and Alex's team, and then the innovators on the outside.
And so we started with inviting folks who could both design and make into our workshop to build products. And so Construct was a one-week event where we said, let's make whatever we want with really no rules and just wild creativity for 5 days. And we designed it and made it all in one stretch. And amazing things came from that.
Things in the human race that don't change with time, which is the need for connectivity and connecting with each other through storytelling. I couldn't help but think about that sentence through this project because of this is an iconic silhouette. It has a legacy. It's been established for its purpose, but this is a new way of telling a story and engaging a new generation of creators, whoever it might be, into a product that's established.
Absolutely. Again, the greatest footwear design built in the story and the meaning from the start, right? And again, at the heart and the center of each construct, and also this year is a team, right? And that really drives the ideation, the innovation, but also the storytelling. And the combination, it's morphed into one. And that is also the beauty of the expression of each of the results, right? Both, and I think we will talk about that, but this year Construct was about both the physicality of coming together, but then also inviting people through social, but also through, all the way to the new gamified world, right? And using digital product creation as much as physicality.
Yeah, and I think that storytelling is a lot harder to achieve without. Alex, to your point, was you looked at Instagram, and you might see a creator with 800 followers doing concepts of a boot or their futuristic silhouette or sneaker. I think as a legacy brand, as a company that's been around for decades, it can be harder to innovate and push out of the comfort zone. So that ability to bring in a fresh set of eyes into a project like this, I'm sure opened up just so many opportunities for you guys as a business over the last 4 years.
It did. And, beyond that, there was been some great external creatives that we've brought in, but almost everybody in this industry is used to this idea of secrecy, right? That you don't get credit for anything until you put it on a shelf and sell it. And that's really changed in the past years. As we know, the software industry has shown us that first to publish is almost more important, or first to announce, I should say, is almost more important than first to put something on a shelf for sale. And designers have a fascinating process that most sneakerheads really are interested in knowing more about. And I think, this can go back to Julia Child, right? Like cooking shows. People want to see the process. People want to see people build motorcycles, houses. And sneakerheads want to see people build shoes and how they do that, whether it goes from the sketch to how they sit behind the sewing machine and bring it to life, or how we can now extend that into digital creation in the metaverse.
I think it's a very important point, and it's why this project is so unique in the industry, because footwear aficionados around the world, they want to participate. They want to be with you in the journey, understand the mindset of a designer, the method of making. And Construct allows us to do that, both physically by inviting some of them into the process physically in our design lab and our maker studio, but also digitally and gamified and 3D wise, right? And that is what makes this Construct project so unique in the industry that we all love, right? And are obsessed with.
And I think the industry's been playing with this idea of customization, has kind of moved to co-creation at this point. And we all remember all these custom platforms where you can make your own shoes, and individuals around the world could work through a web interface and come up with something. Timberland had that for a while. I think people overall, it might be a novelty, but people didn't have the same engagement when you have a group of people coming together, and whether those are experts or they're a mixture of experts and novices. And that's what Construct has always been about, is bringing people together and then putting all of the work out there for an audience to be part of it. So when we started in 2018, everything was going on Instagram immediately, videos right on social media, people commenting, people reacting. We're asking people to vote. As we've evolved this, we've brought in additional external folks, mixing it with our own team members here at Timberland. And I think having the guidance of some key experts really helps build a stronger narrative, and it helps bring that expertise that I think the community of sneakerheads really, they want to see that. They want to see those experts and how they operate through a process like this.
All of us were so excited. Alex, for sure, from a design perspective, but also us as a brand from a storytelling perspective, about the possibilities that this partnership with Epic Games and Unreal Engine gave us. What
led to Fortnite, to the metaverse, to gaming? Like, what drove that decision? What inspired it? I'm curious how you got there, because I think that's can be a scary thing for a large brand like yourself.
Well, so in the beginning of Construct, it was all about craft and hands-on work in our factories, in our shop, making things. And then in the second Construct, we brought in things like Gravity Sketch and new 3D tools. And we started quickly, in the same week that we were building things, we're printing 3D outsoles and pairing those with physically made samples. Mm-hmm. And then we further brought in 3D tools in combination with our physical tools to kind of blur the distinction. And so that was like an emerging opportunity for us. But like I said, everything was going on social media. So there's flirting with the metaverse in all those early instances, right? But what working with Epic and Unreal Engine allowed us to do was push the creativity so much further. And I mean, ultimately, this is just a new platform for storytelling, right? It's a new media outlet. And so a lot of people see, okay, there's real life and then there's the metaverse, and the two shall never meet, or they don't really cross over. And we really wanted to blur that distinction. And I think we did that with this program.
What's the next level? What's version 5.0 look like for you guys?
Well, I would say, and this is usually a Drieke line, but we're at the beginning of a journey right now. And it's true. We don't exactly know yet, but this push that we've made into the metaverse is super exciting.
One of the big feedbacks that we had is that they want to immerse themselves into the game, but they also want to wear the product, right? So the request that we have is much more, can you make skins for us, right? So when our avatars are playing the game, I want to be in the Tims, right? And so this is for sure one of the things that we will be looking at, because we see the potential, but also the consumers and the players were telling us.
I could talk to both of you probably for 2 hours, and it would be a fantastic conversation, but I know we are tight on time. So I want to just pass it over to each of you. If there's any last words about the program or anything that you're doing, or ultimately where to learn more, I'll pass over the baton and let you guys wrap up.
I just want to say thank you very much, DP. It's great to have our program and project highlighted on your podcast. And we are all about inclusivity, whether it be our brand or our innovation process. Again, like I said, we're very open, and we're just excited to do new things and push the creativity of our team further. And this has been a super fun project for us. So thanks.
I love it.
Yeah. From my end, I think I would add where you, how you ended. I think the craft of footwear design is so amazing. There's so many people out there in the world that love it, love the end result of it, whether it's in a meta boot or a real sneaker. For all of us in the industry, with you, what you're doing, and with us doing these projects like that, I think what is for me personally so gratifying is that we can bring this process that a lot of people want to know more about, but they don't know how to get there, closer to them, so they can be part of it and hopefully be the designers of the future.
I appreciate you both taking the time. Anytime I can get a few decades worth of sneaker industry experience in a room, in a Zoom, I am always honored to do that. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully we'll catch you both another time.
Would love that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.